So natural burial really is important in many ways, because certainly, the environmental aspect of it is a wonderful benefit, to know that we're having a lighter footprint on our earth, stewarding for future generations. That is vastly important. But to know that we are changing, going back to something very old, something new is taking us back somewhere different, a place where we used to be, and transforming, our society and their thought process when it comes to death and dying. Quite honestly, natural burial has existed from the dawn of time. We've cared for our loved ones in death for millions of years. It's in our DNA to do so. A lot of people don't realize that, but we've just lost touch with that. Be able to allow our families to be part of this process, whether it be, bathing or shrouding or spending time with their loved one after they've passed, taking them to the cemetery, bringing them to the grave site, lowering them down, backfilling the grave. This experience is a healing, cathartic process.
We fell in love with being with families at this conversation. And that conversation that I've had myself so uncomfortably so many times, I now get to reinvent with families. And we're sitting in the parlor of our funeral home, the Natural Funeral. There's a table where we serve tea that sits between us and the families that we're meeting with. There's not a desk, there's no separation barrier. There are smiles on our faces and songs in our hearts, because that's the energy that we're going to choose to connect with families in. The first one I'm going to share with you about is called alkaline hydrolysis. That's the scientific term. We call it water cremation. So water cremation is a process of chemistry. Alkaline hydrolysis performs a dissolution of the body. We make the bones into a powder and we return them to families so that they can be memorialized or scattered as cremains. The next topic, which is we call body composting. This is a very simple process. The vessel is sealed. We surround the body with wood chips, straw, and alfalfa, and then we lay in the decedent. And then with the family present, we invite them to put straw over the top of their loved one. And then with the family there, we close the lid of the vessel. This is an example of what a green burial looks like. This is a burial that the Natural Funeral performed. This is how it was done. There wasn't a funeral director to facilitate the opening and closing of a grave. There wasn't a casket maker. There weren't pallbearers offered as a menu on a line item, and there certainly weren't Cadillac hearses. The family and community took care of the burial, and that's what we invite families to come back into.